still visible from the boat with our glassy seas here today. Question about what are these little pink crescent-shaped things floating in the water that are kind of translucent. Those are called sea pickles. That's the common name for them. They've been washing up on shore all over Southern California beaches. If you Google it, there's been several articles in the LA Times and local paper about the pyrosomes or the sea pickles washing up on shore. They're a tunicate, which is they're the same family of organisms as salps, and they're filter feeders, and they're actually a whole colony of organisms joined together. So it's not just one organism, it's a whole colony of organisms linked together to form that crescent-shaped, semi-translucent pink sea pickle.
start yelling fluke. Reach. I'll listen to you.
Sighting. But we've got a lot of water to cover today, you guys. We've got a lot of whales and dolphins to seek out in the Santa Barbara Channel, so as friendly as these minkies are, and birds as well. Dave Brext is reminding me that we're searching for birds too. But we've got a lot of water to cover today, you guys, so we're going to thank these minky whales for an amazing visit. I wish them well, and we are going to start to pick up the speed and continue on through the channel. What a wonderful start to the day. Minkies are still off on our port side slightly. I think there's a total of 3 Yankees in the area.
Just thinking
Well, yeah, because they hear it all the time. In California, they have.
Surface forward to the port side, and about 11 o'clock position-ish. That's where it went down. Certainly doesn't mean that's where it's coming up, but we're going to make a nice slow approach into the area here. We do have a single humpback here. Keep an eye out all around the boat. Nice group of common dolphins out forward to the port side as well. So we're going to ease into this area, wait for this humpback to show.
I do. I love this so much.
Yes, me too.
Alrighty, so we know this whale really well. This is a pretty famous whale here off of Southern California. This is Chompers. Chompers and her calf.
Okay, looks like they're moving over to the port side of the boat, left side of the boat.
She's moving fast.
All right, this is Rachel here. I'm working with the Benioff Ocean Initiative, and one of the things we're working on is a technology-based approach to reduce the risk of whale and vessel ship strikes or collisions. So humpbacks are one of the whales that we're focused on here in the Santa Barbara Channel, along with blue whales and fin whales. What we're doing is providing near real-time updates on whale presence in the channel, as well as tracking vessel speeds throughout this region. During this time of year, there's a vessel speed reduction zone that asks that larger ships reduce their speed to 10 knots or less to reduce the risk of ship strikes.
This Lisa Chompers is really special to us, and to me especially. I named her. We saw her August 10th, 2013 on our ACS LA trip, Santa Barbara Channel. She was 1 mile off the coast feeding, and she was sticking her head up and chomping at the air, called it Pac-Manning. She kept putting her head up and chomping, 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 with 10,000 sooty shearwaters all around her. It was absolutely amazing. Never seen anything like it. This unusual feeding behavior she's passed on to at least 2 of her calves. Black rakes we had, I think, back in around 2014 or so, and another calf too, putting up the head. They're only ones we've seen doing this behavior, like putting up the head and chomping at the air, chomp, chomp, chomp. So really cool whale, often flukes. We've seen her off of the Los Angeles area too. Very often seen in this area, and a favorite of whale watchers. Super unusual and a good example of cultural transmission from mom to calf. Humpbacks also have cultural transmission across a group too. Like a behavior called blobtail feeding, flick feeding. Started off Massachusetts, and a young juvenile humpback started it, and other ones around picked it up, and now a whole lot of them do that specific behavior. Humpbacks have more diverse feeding strategies than any other baleen whale. Very adaptable, very inventive. So if any of you happen to get a fluke shot, might be 1 or 2 of you maybe, send in your photo to happywhale.com. Submit that photo. This particular whale, we already know who she is and her calf, but every documentation is super important, showing where they are, what area they're using, documenting over time the growth of this calf. It's got a kind of smoky coloration on the underside of the fluke that will change over time to all black or all white, or a combination of black and white. Right now it's smoky gray. And you'll get updated updates of where this whale's once been seen, where it's been seen, email alerts, and so on. So again, happywhale.com. Particularly interested in fluke shots underneath the fluke, but they'll also take dorsal fin shots and shots at the top of the fluke too. That fluke area is really important, particularly at the base. That can indicate if the whale has had a previous entanglement. A lot of our humpback whales, anywhere like, could be 35 to 50% of humpbacks, might have entanglement scars on them, and where it shows most often is at the base of the flukes, where the gear will slide down the body and get stuck there. So there's many, many humpbacks that have those heel scars, and probably quite a few that did not survive. We've got a lot of survivors out here, so fantastic look at chompers in the calf. Okay, so it really looked like that calf just had a nursing bout, was nursing on milk from its mom. When they have nursing at the surface like that, the calf will arch up and turn toward the mom and dive down toward her midline, and then pop up on the opposite side, arch up and dive down toward her midline. So it's nursing underwater. It might take 20, 30 seconds underwater, pop up on the other side. So mom squirts out milk at about 200 glasses of milk a minute. Really, really fast, and calf's right up against there, and has the tongue out at a little bit sometimes, and it'll curl the tongue up kind of a little bit like a taco, make a little tube. And it looks like we're thinking that chompers could have had a somewhat recent entanglement. If you look on the underside of the fluke, last time I saw her and crew here in here also before yesterday did not have the white scar at the base of the fluke on the underside, and also a scar on the left-hand side. And that's still a little bit open, a little bit raw. So I would strongly suspect that she was involved in an entanglement successfully and was disentangled herself. So it's not at all uncommon to see, particularly on humpback whales. They're really curious. There's a humpback whale, British Columbia, a young one, a yearling, that followed a crab fisherman into a bay, set his traps, and the humpback got entangled, and they went out and rescued it. And then the next time the fisherman went out, same fisherman, same humpback whale, followed him in and got entangled again. So they had to ban fishing right in that bay. But they're super curious. They'll come up to buoys and gear. They'll wrap themselves up in kelp, behavior called kelping. Pretty much all cetaceans have been seen to do that behavior when the kelp is around. Play toy and a little bit of spa time maybe. But that could also be something that when you see fishing gear in the water, they could also rub up against it too. Natural investigative behavior could cause a great increase in entanglement possibilities. And our captain here, he's one of our first responders for the entanglement network, got up and down the coast, California here, and Captain Beezer, he's a level 4, which responder, which means you can get in a boat with them and do the cutting and all of that. Has been involved in quite a few successful disentanglements of humpbacks. Humpbacks, particularly in this area. Sperm whale also, and gray whale. I saw an entangled sperm whale last year off of Santa Cruz Island, a sperm whale calf. It's not very cool. I've seen entangled humpback, gray whale, blue whale, fin whale, sperm whale, dolphin. Big problem, interaction with fishing gear.
The person who's been talking just now is Elisa Schulman-Janiger. I'd like to introduce her as well. She's a member of the ACS LA board, and she, as you can tell, is a wealth of information. She specializes in the gray whale census. She's the leader of that project down in San Pedro. And so if you are in the San Pedro area and you want to count whales as part of your pastime, and maybe you already are a member of the gray whale census, but talk to Elisa before the end of the day. And she also is extraordinary with photo ID and is a killer whale specialist. So thanks for chiming in and giving us some information, Elisa.
Okay, our pair of humpbacks have moved back over to the port side now, left side of the boat.
Jokesters on this boat, huh? This is basically like the 8-hour match passage with another dumb. I'm here for it. I love it.
The first time we came on here, someone said, you never see the same dolphin twice. And then some lady told me that dolphins scare away from back.
Erica had her captain.
Or sea lions scare them away.
Actually, you never see the state whale twice.
Right.
Every one of these
This is Sarah Chopper.
They die and reborn every day. I was going to say, yeah, her captain said that harbor seals can be wrong. Like harbor seals and rocks are just like mortal enemies. There's nothing. That's the difference. It's because they've got all like they record GPS and stuff, I'm sure, for like business.
These common dolphins, we've seen a few mating events. You can see one dolphin swimming upside down and one swimming right side up, and you can imagine the rest. Also, you can see some foraging strategies happening here as the dolphins encounter prey. They'll swim up towards the surface, and right at the last second, they'll flip upside down. And that's a foraging strategy that confuses the prey.
And you got it for like
Most marine mammals and all cetaceans have what's called aposematic coloration. Their bellies are white and their backs are dark colored. A lot of birds also have the same. And that's so if you're down below looking up towards the sky, towards the light, the white belly blends in with the light. And if you're up above looking down towards the darkness, the dark back blends in with the dark ocean. Flipping over at the last second confuses the prey just for that very small moment and gives them a slight advantage for catching and optimizing their prey catch. You'll see the dolphins doing that as you watch them alongside the boat. You can also sometimes see humpbacks use that same strategy, and in addition, humpbacks with light-colored pectoral fins will use their pectoral fins to corral prey in the same manner. The undersides of their pec fins are often light-colored, and they can use those to corral the prey and use them to direct the prey into their mouths.
And we're not in it. And neither are the whales. Well, like how my dive buddies say, that's why they invented Photoshop, even though I don't know how to use it.
Sorry.
With others, they're brothers, but other whales definitely did. But I've only seen one. I won't die until I've seen every. You censored me, kid. What? Only when she was in the bathroom.
Why don't you go take a nap? Because that's always fun.
Better than no. It's 10, right? Like, so 6 hours. If we hang with this whale for 20 seconds, each over the backside of like any island. I think that would be fantastic. Like, we still have to time to explore. Might as well give them like an hour to do something cool for us. You know. If I have it out.
This one doesn't. It's harder to.
I like it really tight, and I like it pretty good one. Yeah. Yeah. Like really like crank it.
Dominate the list.
Exactly. The battle.
Okay, chopper's back on the surface, forward left.
It does. I think we're supposed to like what if everyone got in on it? Like drain out the back. Like someone keeps the contact and going on.
So yeah, as we're cruising along, waiting for these humpbacks, and I guess they're just coming up here again now, 10 o'clock. Out in front of us, there's some birds on the water. So there's 3 dark birds as you look off the bow, and we're going to creep in towards them. Those are sooty shearwaters. And, you know, they don't look terribly exciting, just a dark, blackish colored bird, but these are, shearwaters are basically petrels. They spend most of their life at sea. And these are southern hemisphere nesters, so they breed on islands off New Zealand and off of Chile. And what we've found by putting transmitters on these birds, now like pretty sophisticated GPS transmitters, they found that sooty shearwaters do the longest annual migration of any species on Earth, way further than any marine mammals do. But these sooties, so these sooties fly, oh, is that not popular on a whale trip? I'm sorry, forgot my audience. So these sooties basically fly a big figure 8 through the Pacific, and now they're off here on the right side on the water. At 1 o'clock, if you have binoculars, you'll be able to see them. And hopefully we'll run into some bigger flocks as we move west. But yeah, they found that they do a huge figure 8. So the birds from New Zealand will fly across to South America, come up diagonally across the Pacific towards Japan, loop around the Kuril Islands, the Aleutians, the whales right here, 1 o'clock. And then they come down the Pacific coast and then off back to New Zealand, and that's about a 38,000 mile flight. Now, when I used to think Arctic terns were the longest distance migrant moving from the North Pole to the South Pole every year, they were doing about an 18,000 mile flight, so the sooties were certainly doubling that.
New Zealand on the left-hand side was eating a mola, eating a mola ocean sunfish here, disturbing his lunch here.
Enjoy this taste. You don't get to see it in these show.
guys, great look at a sea lion enjoying his lunch. Our humpback whale just dove over on the port side. Let's keep it on time and on track today, you guys. We still have a lot of distance to cover to get out to Santa Rosa and San Miguel Island. So let's thank the sea lion for a nice visit during his lunch. And we are going to carry on. Keep moving towards the Western Channel. Fabulous, fabulous trip so far today. Great day in the Santa Barbara Channel.
Tony, your order is ready. Tony.
Okay, so we're just slowly maneuvering towards the island. If you look directly across from us, there's a sand dune, and all over that sand dune are California sea lions. They're all out there. And there's actually a couple of elephant seals to the right. And I was looking through the binoculars, you'll probably find more than I just saw just a minute ago. But there's one little, actually I can see one elephant seal kind of inching along there and along the beach. Okay, and look a little closer, there's the northern fur seals up there as well. So Point Bennett, which is at the west end of this island, is one of the most diverse rookeries for pinnipeds in the world. We have the California sea lions, again, most common, with tens of thousands of elephant seals come and breed here in the wintertime. And then we have harbor seals, and northern fur seals is the southernmost colony of northern fur seals as far as breeding purposes go. And we also have occasionally the Guadalupe fur seal, which is actually on the rise in numbers, and more Guadalupe fur seals we see in California, particularly in streams. This time of year, I mentioned earlier that the females have had their pups in June, July. And they'll take care of their pups for most of the year, taking foraging runs 3 to 4 or 5 days, coming back to feed their pups for much of the year. They actually are bred shortly after they have their pups, so they're pregnant at the same time, or at least delayed implantation. They'll have pups, there they see a little pup with each other too, so there might be some pups over here. And they'll take care of much of the year. Whereas the elephant seals, on the other hand, it's interesting. They actually wean their pups in 3 to 5 weeks, and they just leave them on the beach. The pups have to figure out how to fend for themselves and figure out that they need to go back into the ocean. And the elephant seals again are more pelagic, being going far out to sea.
That's an awfully kind offer. So much thanks.
She's like, I'll just shoot over your shoulder. And I'm like, you're probably going to eat my head.
I hadn't thought of it.
Albatross to the left. The albatross coming right over.
So ocean sunfish are very flat fish. They're disc shaped, like a big dinner plate or bigger. This one's quite a bit bigger than a dinner plate. And they'll come up onto the surface, as this one's doing right here, and it's actually showing its lateral side. It's lying on its side and it's sunning itself, quote unquote, which is how they got the name. And they will come up to the surface and the birds will land on them and peck off their parasites. And once they've got the whole side clean, the fish will flip over and let the birds take care of the other side. Pretty neat little relationship between birds and ocean sunfish.
People ever ask you about fish and they say, are they good? Ocean sunfish are not good. That might be about it. They're very common fish, not very tasty. So you see one on a
Jackpot today out at 10, 11 o'clock to the boat.
very good day.
Yeah, but I started like 4 hours ago.
There's a baby.
You got that look on your face. End of the year.
Everyone's wondering where Lisa is and why she's not on the mic.
Taking pictures. This doesn't trust any of us with our pictures.
Well, I'm just wondering who's to identify. All these extras.
Born with transient.
I said the Monterey people bring some good juju from, up north. They should just go to orcas.
Are these the CAs or these the ESPs? And we got lucky they came all the way up here.
I took down upstairs and then I lost them.
But that's why, but I think the humpbacks were quiet. I think that's why the mom and the baby were quiet.
You still up there? Yeah, they were raging.
And then they were quiet.
I don't
Dude, I had to get my batteries, bro.
huge 72 pound shirt.
I also ordered a blue and a side one.
You're gonna order it? Okay, we'll just put it out there. And it's safe.
I would like to see Flu, the hybrid blue, and that's usually out here. Yeah, Flu, FLUEA. Yeah. I did a report on hybrids for class.
Oh, really?
And I yeah. I know. Is it a time to go home? So this means free sandwiches for
There's
everybody
a
on board,
plethora
right?
of possibilities of what we could just right? You never know. Make sure it's like, am I watching my glass of chocolates? What you gonna get?
I didn't either.
I want to enjoy them.
Right, so what? So I was just trying to get on my phone. I won't watch it on my phone. Come on, get a sea lion. I did that for you.
Well, this is a pretty good day.
Orcas,
Find the mic. Trying to figure out which group this is. I know a lot of killer whales better by their left side, but these people find mixed transient killer whales. And thought I had seen a bigger fin in the distance. Several people thought they saw 5 or 6, including a larger fin. They do not migrate. They do move up and down the coast. We have whales that are seen off of Bay Area. So these are the largest of the oceanic dolphin family, Orcinus orca, killer whales. Also, people call them sometimes orcas. A lot of scientists won't accept that particular name because it's a first name, genus name, Orcinus, that people would call a particular cetacean by, like bottlenose dolphin or Terciops, and common dolphin or Delphinus, and killer whales would be called Orcinus, but some people would call them orca, which means a barrel. Orcinus orcas could be translated as god of the underworld. So they do specialize in eating mammals. They have eaten seabirds also, and I saw them play catch with a salmon a couple years ago in Monterey Bay, but not eat it. Salmon was alive, not enjoying the game, slapped high into the air. Got the albatross around, and often you will see black-footed albatross in the vicinity of killer whales. They will feed on the flesh and blubber of whales and dolphins killed by the killer whales. In Southern California, we've seen them attack common dolphin very often. Sea lions also. In fact, I think some of them might come into Southern California waters to prey on dolphin. I've seen over 100 black-footed albatross on a gray whale killed before. They can smell the oils from many miles away and head in. They travel in family units, a mom and her kids. Albatross is sitting on the water at 9 o'clock. Identify the individuals by their dorsal fin, shape of the dorsal fin, shape of the gray saddle behind the dorsal fin, and the shape of the eye patch. They can be pretty elusive. They don't necessarily travel in a straight line as they're not migrating. They're looking for prey a lot of the time, sometimes just seeking out each other. The males for big killer whales, for the mammal eaters, stay with their moms, most of them, for life. The females, when they grow up and start having their own kids, 1 or 2 kids, they'll spend more and more time away, and they make their own natural travel separately, but often get together for birthdays and holidays, Christmas and all of that. All get together and feed on the same prey, well spend time together. So it's not unusual to see a small group. Transients usually travel in small groups. They're ambush feeders. They travel silently, looking for prey. Mammals will hear that prey and run it, or hear the calls, so they're very quiet when they're moving along. But then when they start an attack or after feeding, very, very vocal, some celebrating and sometimes breaching, spy hopping. So they're the most cosmopolitan species. They're in every single ocean in the world. They're from the poles to the equator. Different kinds of killer whales. There's probably over 10 different species. Watch it all around. See if you can see them when they come up. Gotta get some more pictures of it. See if you can ID which individuals these are.
So unless someone else has other information, we've conferred, and this is the first ACS LA whale watch out of Santa Barbara that's ever seen a killer whale. So you guys are pretty lucky. It's a pretty special day, and hats off to the Condor Express crew for helping us find these whales.
right in front of us.
I just reached into my phone and missed it.
Now you're right. Sorry. I know that was so many times today.
There they are. Wow.
Those are fast. Really wicked fast.
I was just pulling out my phone to get them over there, and I didn't get them. Did you get them under? Did you get them?
No, I screamed.
All the sea lions are getting the hell out of town.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. Going the wrong way for lunch.
No, I think orcas are going.
Well, they're not hungry, probably. Look at the sea lions are coming to us to protect them. No, look at
This way.
Yeah, they're
orcas are going this way. Oh, they are.
They want us to protect them. Drama on the high seas. Look at them just getting the hell out of Dodge. Maybe they couldn't be going faster. They couldn't. They're just flying. They're just flying out of here. Holy mackerel. I think they're looking for food. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't nail one of these sea lions.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, they're over here. If you did, you got them on your phone. I was just switching to my phone when I came to the boat, and I didn't get them out fast enough. Right, here they go. Come get us again.
be very, very late back to harbor as it is, so Captain is turning us around.